Alright, what's up everyone, and welcome to this video where I will show you on how to be efficient when it comes to cleaning your inventory. So let's say you've done a dungeon or two and your inventory is full. What are the questions to ask yourself when it's time to clean up your bags? So first of all, I must say, ask yourself those two questions. Do I need materials or do I need gold? If you need material, I'm really suggesting you to just salvage until you have enough material so you can after that sell for gold. Materials are super important in this game. Gold is also super important, but like I would personally prioritize having enough materials and then sell everything. Gold goes way faster than material in this game. So that being said, let's look at my inventory. I picked a legendary, we got some yellows and we got some blues. Normally I don't take blues, but I wanted to show you a little tip. So we have some blues right here, right? So you can actually mark as junk by pressing space bar. So if you do that on blues, what you can do after that is just click to sell. It will sell everything that is marked as junk. You can also salvage the items, but right now I need gold. So the other question that I'm asking myself is what the stats priority I need for my build. This is super important. I really suggest you guys to go check your build on maxroll.gg. Personally, I use this website. There's other websites like Icy Veins and all those other sites, but I just like maxroll.gg. I think they're super efficient. I like the guys there, and yeah, it's just super clean and they do a really good job. So after you have a better understanding of what the stats you need, what I like to think about is it's not because the item that you have doesn't have the 4 top stats that you gotta sell or salvage. Let's say that I have 2 of the stats for this kind of weapon, and I get maybe some damage to close enemies and damage to slowed enemies. If the weapon has a really high damage per second, and I have crit strike damage and vulnerable damage, basically I'm gonna keep the damage to close enemies, and I'm gonna try to reroll damage to slowed enemies for strength or core skill damage. So it's not because it doesn't have the 4 stats that you gotta sell the weapon. It depends on what you got in your hands, right? If you have a really, if you find 800 and 20 item power two-handed sword, the DPS is gonna be super high, and you can actually just have another stat instead of having the 4 meta stats. So that being said, having a good understanding of what the stats priority are for your build, you can start selling or salvaging. And as you can see, the merchant just did reset. This is super important. Check your merchants every hour. I found some insane items in there. So all right, let's go ahead and let's do a cleanup. So first of all, as you can see, there's some sacred items. The sacred items, as soon as you reach level 60, you should not care about these sacred items. So basically, I'm just no, I don't want that. So basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell the sacred items. I have a sacred legendary here, but legendaries are something different. So I'll show you what I do with those. Alright, so we don't have any more. Yeah, we have a sacred item here. And there we go. So right now, what I can do is start selling because I need gold. If it was salvaging, I would actually just mark as junk or just salvage the item instead of selling. So let's go ahead. I have like armor, cooldown reduction, all stats. I don't need. I'm checking. I don't need. I'm checking. I don't need. I don't need. I don't need. I'm checking the item power to see if like the damage must be an upgrade, but and after that it's the stats, right? It's super important. It depends if the item is like a little bit lower on item power but the stats are super great, then make the decision and just know if you're actually gonna spend some gold re-rolling the stats and upgrading and all that stuff. But it really comes to you, so it depends. Sometimes the item power can be a little bit lower, but the stats are so great that you keep the item and you just re-roll, upgrade, imprint, bada bong bada bing, and you have a really great weapon after that. So this one, we don't need, we don't need, we don't need, we don't need, we don't need. What about this? Intel, upheaval, I don't need. I don't want that. No, movement speed, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't. I don't. I don't. And I don't. So, as you can see, it was fast because I know what the stats priority are, and by knowing what the stats priority are for my build, I can just be faster in terms of cleaning my inventory. For the legendaries, it is a sacred item, but the imprint on it is actually perfect. So let's say that it was an ancestral. I'm gonna go over the same questions. Are the stats good? What are the stats priority? And should I just keep the weapon, reroll a stat, and imprint with a better better legendary power? So I'm gonna go over the same thing. It's not because it's a legendary that I'm just gonna either sell, salvage, or extract the aspect, but I can actually keep a legendary like this one that I got, right? It was a legendary at first, but like the imprint on it was not good and there was one stat to reroll, so I actually kept this sword, I rerolled something, and I did imprint a perfect aspect on it. So for this one, the damage is not good, but the aspect is super great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extract it, I'm gonna keep the aspect, and that's it for the legendaries. So yeah, that's how I clean up my bags, and that is super important. So basically, if you want the TLDR, is if you go over your materials, do you have a lot of materials? If yes, you can sell because you will need gold over mats. If you need mats, do the same thing and salvage by checking the stats, and after that you can salvage. And yeah, if you have enough, go sell and make a lot of gold. So I hope that was super helpful for you. If you have any questions, type them in the comment section below, and I will gladly answer your questions. So talk to you later. Peace.